Listen, dial 911 subconscious mind takeover. It's a hostile robbery.
Oh my God.
We're showing up. We're shutting it down.
We're taking over minds.
We're taking over the minds. We're hijacking the subconscious mind. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it, Uncle Lou. Period. What is up, you guys, and welcome to the second official episode of the I Can and I Will podcast. If I could insert applause, I would definitely do so, you guys. Welcome. Check on in, because I got some goodies for you guys today. As soon as I light this candle, you guys know what's going down. Listen, I kind of want to talk to you guys about some more practical things, because I feel like on this podcast, and especially like on YouTube as it stood previously, I was doing a lot of teaching, doing a lot of knowledge sharing, a lot of dropping of the gems. But now I want to give you guys the tea. Like, I really want to serve the tea piping hot. Like, how do you get from point A to point B? Like, what is the mechanism? What are the pathways you could utilize to get the results that you actually want to see in your life, right? Because knowing is like half the battle. How do you apply it now? And we're going to talk all about it. So you guys, listen, grab your water, grab your tea, grab all the things, get comfy, get cozy, because it's fall. As you can see, if you guys are watching the video, we have a different background, a little curtain change, literally. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm so happy to be here, you guys. This episode is about to go crazy. We have 3 very, very specific ways, and my top 3 ways to hijack your subconscious mind. So if you're ready for a hostile takeover, if you're ready for a divinely guided hostile takeover, buckle up, because we're getting ready to go for a ride. And that's on period. All right, so the whole purpose of the I Can and I Will podcast, the reason I even chose that name, you guys, is because I really feel like not only should you be the person believing that you can do something, that you're capable of doing it, but you also have, the gusto, you have the skill set, you have the wisdom, you have the drive, you have the mechanisms to put it into place, to put it into action. Not only can you do it, but you will do it. You will get it done, right? It's already done. It's already taken care of. So as far as hijacking the subconscious mind, because if you guys want results, let's really simplify it, right? The main thing you need to know, the main thing that you need to understand is that your subconscious mind is governing every single thing that you are attracting in your right now moment, in your right now reality. So if you want to see changes, if you want to see something show up differently than it has been for you, that means you have to get the wheels turning differently for your subconscious mind. And I'm going to share 3 ways with you, my favorite 3 ways that I do it for myself, that I do it for clients, people I know, people I love. And we're going to get those wheels turning in a different motion for you guys. Because listen, I want you guys to have the best life, right? I saw this video the other day. It was actually an episode from the Danny Morell podcast. And he had this doctor up there whose name I cannot remember in this moment, but he's a brilliant guy. The episode just came out like maybe within this past week. And something that the guy mentioned was basically like, if you want to be something, the best way to achieve that is to try to make everybody else be that. And the example he gave was like, if you want to be prosperous, the easiest way, the fastest way, the best way for you to become prosperous is to help other people become prosperous, right? Each one teach one. So if I want to change my subconscious mind, if I want to see changes in my life, I feel like, why not start with helping you guys do the same thing? Let's be on the journey together. So you guys know I got my handy dandy phone. Today we got the notes, because it's a couple things I want to make sure I don't forget. I want to make sure I outline for you guys. So let's talk about it. The first way, you guys probably know exactly where I'm going with this, that we are going to hijack the subconscious mind. It's a hostile takeover. We are not playing any games for the rest of 2024 going into 2025. We have no time for the shenanigans, even though every week you guys come here for the shenanigans. But listen, the first way that we are going to take over the mind, hijack that subconscious mind, is with EFT tapping. You guys know I'm always advocating for nervous system regulation. EFT tapping is one of many ways you can regulate your nervous system, but it is my favorite way to regulate my nervous system. But here's the gag. You're not just going to do EFT tapping alone. You're going to do it with affirmations, right? So I have a little bit of like context for this with you guys, right? Like for each of these 3 ways, I'm going to give you like the absolute best proven method that I've tried. It's like tried and true for me to get these results rolling in your life. So EFT tapping with affirmations. First of all, the fastest way I've seen myself get results, I've seen other people get results, is when they are using affirmations that are centered around 2 things: feeling safe, and feeling worthy. If you are tapping the points, and for sakes of examples, I will tap through each point as I'm talking to you guys. And for those of you who are watching, you can follow along. For those of you who are listening in, through the podcast platforms, just kind of go with the flow here. So above the brow bone, on the side of the eye, right over the temple, above the cheekbone, right under the nose and over the lip, that little area there, right under the bottom lip, so like in between the lip and the chin, that little indented area there. Then you want to pick maybe the left or the right side of the collarbone and tap right there. My next favorite place is the top of the head, and you don't have to do this in this order, you guys. This is just the order that I started doing it in, and for me, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Last two, you want to tap the wrist. This is a new one for me. I actually saw a woman on YouTube who was doing an EFT tapping video, and she was tapping her wrist together, almost like you got perfuming, like you're rubbing it together, but instead of rubbing, you're tapping. And then we all know my favorite point, the karate chop point, the side of the hand, is the last point that you want to tap, right? And for each of these points of the body that you're tapping, you want to say affirmations that are centered around and focused around feeling safe and feeling worthy. So let's say, the results that you want to create in your life is you want to make more money. Some of your affirmations as you're tapping could sound like, I feel so safe making more money. I feel so safe to increase my income. I'm so worthy and deserving of more money. The more I relax, the more I receive. I get to make so much money because I am a worthy person. I do great works in the world, and I'm rewarded by the universe generously, right? Like, you pick what affirmations feel good for you, choose your own adventure, follow your heart, right? But as you're tapping on each of those points, you want to repeat those affirmations. Then we're going to add a little bit more to the pot, right? So not only are you tapping, not only are you affirming for safety and for worthiness, but now you want to embody emotion. That's right. You got to feel the feeling, you guys. So as you are tapping for the points and you're saying, I'm so worthy of this, I feel so safe regarding this manifestation or regarding this change that I'm looking to, elicit and to call into my life. Feel the feeling of already having that change. Feel the feeling of already living in that moment, right? The key is that you want to start speaking as if it's already yours. So you're tapping and you're saying your affirmations, you're saying them in the present tense. I have this, I'm so grateful I have this. Or you're saying it as if it already happened, like it worked out for you already. You never put your affirmations in the future tense because you're always manifesting something that's never going to show up. It's always going to be in the future. You want to speak it as if it's happening now, or you already lived it and now you're just retelling the story and you're so excited to retell the story, right? Either way, pair it with the emotion as if it's already happening or it has already happened. So you're tapping, you're feeling the feelings, you're saying the emotions, you're saying the affirmations around safety and around feeling worthy. And then what happens? Now we could take it up to another step, right? And this one, you guys, is optional, but I'm giving you, like I said, all of the tea, all of it. I'm serving it piping hot because I want you guys to get maximum benefit, maximum results from this particular episode. So if you want to bring the EFT tapping up another notch, and this is the final stage for this part, this number one way to hijack your mind. And I'm saving the best for last. Number 3 is actually my number one favorite, and it's the quickest. So if you're interested, stay tuned all the way to the end. We're going to talk about it. But the last thing you want to do with your EFT tapping is you want to say it in the mirror. You want to look yourself dead in the eyes. Now, what I noticed from you guys, and I don't know if this is like a common thing or if it's just a me thing, I can't look at both of my eyes at the same time. Like, I'm looking at either one or the other. So what I did was, I don't know if you guys can see, like I have like a little marker here. I have a beauty mark in the middle, smack dab in the middle of my third eye, like my forehead. So when I'm looking in the mirror and I'm saying my affirmations, I focus on the central point, and then, like the peripheral shows you everything around it, right? And so I focus centrally here, and naturally I'm kind of looking at my face, I'm looking at my eyes, and I'm saying the affirmations in the mirror. Now, the whole purpose of saying this in the mirror is so that you can be looking at yourself as you are affirming how worthy you are, as you are affirming how safe it feels for you to have this new experience or embody this newfound change, or however you want to identify it or label it, right? Because when you're looking at yourself, you're also telling your mind that what I'm saying is applying to what I'm looking at, or in this case, who I'm looking at. And in this case, it would be you. I feel so safe. You're not just saying it, you're not just hearing it, you're looking at yourself, and those words are almost being projected back at you through the mirror. I feel so safe. Who feels safe? You feel safe. You're talking to yourself now. You see the visual, you're saying the words, and you're imagining in your mind at the same time what it feels like. Now, the visualization part, you guys, you can do either or. You can do the mirror part, you can do the visual part, but as long as like there's sight involved, whether it's like imagination sight or physical sight where you're looking at yourself, it's going to do the trick. I kid you not. Give it 3 days of you tapping at least twice a day. If you can manage to do it throughout the whole day, fine, beautiful. But if you could do it like first thing in the rising when you first get up, and then right before you go to bed, or like sometime close to like that wind down period before you go to sleep, that right there is just like the energy that you want to start to fill your system with. And first of all, you're even allowing yourself to like have your system be calm enough to receive this energy, right? Bada bing, bada boom, you're creating some magic. Let's move on to number 2, because now I'm excited. Now this one, you guys, is just like a one-stop shop, and I'm gonna also give you the tea on how to really like ramp it up, how to really amplify the energy. But visualization, please, please, please do not sleep on the powers, the practice, the sacred ritual of visualization, using that imagination to conjure up what it is that you want. But we're not just over here thinking and daydreaming and like existing in la la land, right? We're not just living in that moment aimlessly or without purpose. You're using your visualization powers to call in exactly what you want to see in your life. So exactly the change that you want, exactly the manifestation that you want, whatever that looks like for you, you're going to visualize it. So you compare visualization with other tactics like EFT tapping and things of that nature, right? Even the last one that we're going to go over, you can do visualization with each one of these. But I made visualization number 2 as its own topic because it by itself is very powerful. So I'll do you one better. Of course we're gonna ramp it up. Of course I'm gonna give you the tea, and it's always gonna be piping hot. We're not just gonna visualize what we want. We're not just gonna visualize ourselves, experiencing this manifestation, this new life, this new change, whatever it is. We're gonna do a hand mudra to ramp up that energy. So let me tell you guys a little something about hand mudras. So your hands have nerve endings, right? In each one of your fingertips, all over the hand, like it's so sensitive. That's why like paper cuts hurt so much, because you got all these nerves in your fingers, right? But when you are doing like mudras, when you are positioning your fingers in a certain way, you are now creating physiological pathways. This is the science part of it, right? That create different altered states of being physically in the body and in the mind. But also on an energetic and spiritual level, you're moving energy around through different chakra meridians that are found in the hands as well. And you're removing blockages that way. You're opening up pathways. You're kind of getting rid of that stuck energy. The same with EFT tapping. It kind of gets energy out the body. You're doing some magical movement that can't be seen with the naked eye, but it can be felt. And therefore, when you feel this experience, when you feel this change, you then start to see a result of it in your now moment, in your reality, right? So I have 2 examples of hand mudras for you guys. My 2 favorite ones, and these particular ones are centered around like wealth, abundance, money, because that's my favorite thing to manifest. Who doesn't love to be rich and abundant and wealthy and like have money in their bank account, right? But you can choose, literally, you can research. There's a book that I got off of Amazon called All About the Mudras or something like that. If you guys want, I will link it in the description for you. But you literally can research mudras for different things, even for health and things like that. There are all types of mudras out there that exist for different purposes. So the first one that I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Kuber Mudra. And it looks like this. So you know how you go like this, like money, 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 money. You go like, you want to tuck in these 2 fingers, the pinky, the ring finger. You want to put the thumb with the middle and the index finger, and you want to hold it like this. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is what it looks like, and you hold it up. This is the Kuber Mudra. Now, the way that it was explained to me in a YouTube video, which I really like this, it was by this yogi. I call him a yogi, but he's like this guru from India named Dhieyo. You guys, I will tag his channel in the description as well. He's really good. But he said this mudra would be like the bank manager, like, they can make some things happen, make some things shake for you. You can get results with the bank manager. But if you want to talk to the big boss, if you want to talk to the owner of the bank, the CEO of the bank, you don't do the Kuber Mudra. You do the Lakshmi Mudra. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, you guys. I say Lakshmi, but it might be Lakshmi. something like that. Think of like luxury. That's what it sounds like to me. But it looks like this. So you tuck in your last 3 fingers, your pinky, your ring, your middle. You take your thumb and you put your index and you hook it over your thumb like that. If you have nails, you do it as close to the fingertip as you can, but you want to hook it over and you hold it up. You hold it close to your heart. You can have it down like this, but holding this right here is really what gets the energy moving with this Lakshmi Mudra. So pairing these mudras, the Kuber Mudra, the Lakshmi Mudra, with visualization. Holding this hand position and sitting maybe in like that yogi seat with the crossed legs, or you're maybe sitting with your feet planted directly on the ground, or maybe you're laying in your bed and your body's positioned evenly. The whole thing with mudras too is like body positioning matters. You want to have balance. You don't want to kind of be laying slanted or crooked. You want everything to be like a little bit, or not even a little bit, very equal on both sides. So if your feet are planted on the floor, you don't want one crossed over. You want both planted on the floor. If you're laying down, you want your body straight. Both feet are planted, like, facing up. If you are sitting cross-legged, then both your feet are crossing, so it's fine, right? But you sit in whatever position feels good for you, or you lay in that position. You hold this mudra, and you just have a time. You go into the depths of your mind, and you create a story. Create that story. Get as detailed as possible. You guys, let me tell you a story time for me, right? There was one day I was doing this meditation, or to me, visualization can be a meditative state. So I was visualizing, but I went into like almost like this meditative trance, and I was holding this mudra. And I got so detailed with this visualization, with this imagination practice, that I literally started crying. That's how emotionally connected I felt to what I was imagining in my mind. It felt that real for me that it channeled real life emotion. You want to get that deep, and I'm not saying you got to cry. Like maybe it's not something that overwhelms you to the point of tears. Maybe you're not a crier, right? But you want to feel something. You want to feel an energy moving through you that feels very connected in a positive way to what it is that you are calling into your life. So holding the mudras, getting in tune with the emotional state as if it's happening now. You're going through the process in your mind as if it's happening, or again, you're talking about it in the past tense, and maybe you're in your mind imagining sharing the story with somebody and they're celebrating with you, however that works for you, right? But visualization, you guys, is so powerful because it gets the wheels turning. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between imagination and reality. To your subconscious mind, it's all the same thing. So the hack to hijack in the subconscious mind is to trick it into believing that something that isn't yet manifested has already manifested. And then what does your subconscious mind do? It gives you all the guided steps, all the evidence, all the synchronicities, all the alignment factors to get you right to where you want to be. And there's no time delay with your subconscious mind. If you want it right now, you could have it right now. What delays it is you not being aligned with the energy in its entirety. And so until you're fully on board with that energy, the universe will not deliver to you what it is that you're looking for. But you guys, look, if you're here with me now, you made it all the way to number 3. On that note, I'm going to put on some lip gloss because we're about to talk about it. Oh my goodness, look. Last but not least, and I got this, you guys, from a beautiful book that I was reading called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This man, you guys, listen, he is the GOAT amongst many goats that talk about, manifestation and, reprogramming the subconscious mind. But the way he explains it, it really, really hits for me. I will also have that book tagged in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing and reading it for yourself. It's a good read, right? Like tap in and tune in with that. But there are 2 specific time periods during the day that you want to get into this last and third and final practice. The first time is first when you wake up. So right in the beginning, when you're starting your day, when you open your eyes, you're coming from, dreamland, la la land, and you first become aware that you're back in the land of the living. That's the first point in time. The second point in time is right when you are drifting off to sleep. I'm not talking about you're in the bed watching your favorite show and you're getting cozy and comfy. I'm talking about the show been on for maybe an hour and your eyes are slowly closing and you feel yourself dozing off. You're getting real tired. You're calming down. Your system is kind of like decompressing a bit more. That's that second time where you want to utilize this third and final practice. So let's talk about it. Now with this third one, you guys, there's a couple of ways you can use these 2 times of day. The third practice in and of itself is just utilizing these 2 times of the day. One, when you first wake up, one before you go to bed, and incorporating in those 2 moments, whatever feels good for you. But I'm going to give you guys some examples of some things that you can do. Now, what I really, really love, and it's so simple and it's so effective, and I'll do you one better. You don't even have to wait until you wake up or before you're falling asleep to do this particular part. But if you do it at those times, talk about magic, right? So you pick. I would say 1 to 2 phrases. I wouldn't overdo it. I would say 1 to 2 phrases. Make them general. I'm going to give you an example. My phrases, my favorite 2 phrases, and I got this directly from the book, are wealth and success. Because when you say wealth, you're not tying it specifically to you, to where your ego or your conscious mind could say, but I'm not wealthy. That's not true. You're just saying the word wealth. What happens when you say that word, your mind automatically corresponds to that word all of the definitions that you have for wealth. Maybe wealth means good health. Maybe it means money. Maybe it means being able to travel. Maybe it means being debt free. Maybe it means being able to buy properties. Like whatever wealth means to you, your mind will automatically associate those meanings as you're saying or thinking the word. Success, the same thing applies. You're not saying I am successful, the way your conscious mind would be like, but you're not successful. You didn't pass this test. You didn't make this money yet. You didn't get here in your business. You didn't get here with this progress yet, right? Like you're not giving it such specific commands to where your ego mind can shut it down. You're just saying a general word, and your mind will automatically begin to tie in and associate all of the things that it feels are related to the word success. Maybe success means you make a certain amount of money. Maybe it means that, you get a certain amount of views on your YouTube videos, or maybe it means you get a certain amount of sales with your projects or your businesses, right? Maybe it means you get to go to certain events because that's what success looks like to you, right? Whatever your definitions are, your subconscious mind is already going to do the work for you. So I give you this example to start with, because let's say you are falling asleep. If you repeat on autopilot over and over again, almost like a loop, and you go in very calm, very almost like a lullaby, like you don't necessarily have to sing it, but just like very calm, very soothing, very effortless, easy kind of energy, and you just repeat to yourself, wealth, success. And you want to go slowly, you guys. You're not sitting here trying to do robotic affirmations where you're like, wealth, success, and you're really trying to spin the wheels here. You want to give your subconscious mind time to focus on what it is that you're actually saying. So say it nice, say it easily, say it peacefully, say it slowly. Wealth, take a breath. Success, take another breath. Repeat this over and over until you drift off to sleep. When you open those eyes, start repeating it over and over again. And what I really like about this, and what I was going to say earlier, but I wanted to kind of finish with this point, is that you don't even need to wait until you're first waking up or you're going to bed to do this. You can actually, and I've tested this out. I was at my other job, this was months ago, and I was with the student because I used to work at a school. And we were walking across campus, and I remember, because she had a wheelchair, and I was pushing the wheelchair up this hill or something like that for her. And we were chilling. It was a nice day outside. And I remember in the back of my mind, I just kept saying wealth, success, wealth, success. I just had it playing out in my mind. It wasn't, something I was looking to maybe achieve specific results with. It was more or less just I wanted to test it out and see what could come from me repeating these 2 mantras over and over. Well, I kid you not, I definitely made some extra cash that week that I was not expecting. The booking started shooting maybe for 3 weeks after that day, because I kept doing it. It wasn't just a one-time thing. I kept doing it. But I started to see tremendous takeoff and tremendous growth and exponential growth in what I was already doing that I was not seeing before. And it was because my subconscious mind was not hijacked. It was hijacking me. There's the difference, you guys. And there's also the problem. You haven't taken over your subconscious mind. That's why you're not getting what you want. But these are the tactics and these are the ways to get it done. So how else can you play with these time frames, when you first wake up and when you go to bed? You can visualize. You can create one scene and loop that scene over and over in your mind. You don't even have to speak about it out loud. These are not things that you necessarily have to say out loud. If you want to say them out loud, you can. But with the visualization aspect, when you wake up, give yourself the first 5 minutes to just replay a scene in your mind. Just play it in your mind. Give it as much detail as you possibly can. Live in that moment. Same thing when you're drifting off to sleep. Give it as much detail, as much emotion, all the things as you can. Play it over in your mind. You will see your subconscious mind begin to take that image, that imagery that you're creating, and replicate it into your now moment, in your actual reality. And the key with these 2 times, you guys, is that when you first wake up and when you're drifting off to sleep, those are the 2 times where your subconscious mind is the most open and receptive, because it's not being clouded by your ego mind, by your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is tired. It's ready to take a nap. It's ready to check out, or it just woke up. It hasn't quite caught up to speed with all of the issues and the limitations that it's ready to bring to you for that day, right? I'm telling you guys, I kid you not. You wanted practical ways, I'm giving them to you. If you apply these, and you don't even have to do them all. Pick one and commit to it. Pick one, stick with it. See what happens. Give yourself 7 days. Choose one of these, 1, 2, or 3, and commit to them every day, at least twice a day for 7 days, and see what happens after that. Because what happens too, you guys, is that we think, oh, we have to consciously do the things to consciously convince ourselves. You're not looking to convince your ego. Your ego will never let you convince it of anything it doesn't want to be convinced of. Your subconscious mind is where all the power is. It will override the ego if it's given the right instructions, the right commands, and the right environment to do so. I'm telling you guys, you can't say in episode 2, I did not put you on to how you can get the ball rolling, how you can start to see immediate results. Because you guys, I kid you not, this is the way that I've done it. This is what I've been recommending for people, and it's working. People are getting results. I'm getting results, and it's easy. You just have to make the time, and you have to make it important enough. It has to be a priority. It has to be, one of the top values that you hold dear to yourself. Self-improvement, changing your life, all of those things. Because if it's not high up on your value list, you're not really going to feel like you have the drive or the time or the energy to apply to these things. But choose your own adventure, you guys. I'm only here to help guide you along the way. Because look, you can and you will, as we all can and we all will. You can get this done. It's not hard. It's so easy. Say it with me. It's so easy. Say it again. It's so easy. Say it one more time. It's so easy. We got this, you guys. So look, today was nice. It was short. It was to the point. It was sweet. And it was practical. That's the word of the day. It was super practical. I wanted to give you guys real life hands-on tips, tricks, and tidbits that you could use to really get in there and do a full-on highway robbery of the subconscious mind. What are we doing here? We're shaking things up. We're changing the story. We're changing the narrative. But you guys, I'm rambling. I'm babbling. You guys know I love you. Thank you for tuning in with episode 2. Until next time, I'm sending you guys all the love, all the good vibes, all the positive energy, because I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're on the YouTube. Don't forget to follow and, turn on your notifications if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other platform like that, so you don't miss out on future episodes, because the shenanigans are continuing, you guys. The tea is always going to be served. It's always going to be piping hot, and it's always going to be fresh off the press, straight from the universe. So with that being said, until episode 3, I love you guys, and that's it.